Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to make another Lithuanian dish that I found online in a few places, especially since my viewers seem to enjoy Lithuanian food. Today we're going to do, again, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name, but it translates as little hedgehogs. These are small dumplings. I guess you would compare them to gnocchi, which are then served typically with a white sauce, typically maybe sour cream and bacon, as we will do today. And they are very nice. So we'll go ahead and get started. These are also super simple, super easy. And so this should be a wonderful, quick video today. For ingredients, this is pretty simple. I have 125 grams of flour, to which I've added a small sprinkling of salt. I have vegetable oil, in this case about 15 milliliters, and then I have hot water, and I'll come back to that. We'll use about 100 milliliters of hot water. So simple ingredients, let's get started. So I've taken the flour and I've put it in this bowl, and now I've made a sort of a well in the middle of it, and we'll start adding our liquid ingredients. I'm going to start with the 15 milliliters or so of oil. That's about 1 tablespoon for Americans. Now I have 100 milliliters of hot water, and I'm not going to add it all at once because I'll overflow my well, but I'm going to add some of it here. I'm going to quickly kind of push it over like this. Some recipes add some like quark or fresh cheese as well. But this should allow us to make a dough, and if I need to, I will add a little more flour or a little more water. And you can see this dough is a little different than we would typically see on a pasta dough, but it's nice on the starting point, and it looks like I might need a little more flour. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this, and as I need to, I will add a little more flour if necessary. But first part's going to be stirring this in, and then I'm going to go ahead and knead it, and we'll go ahead and see how that goes. Okay, I think it's stirred in enough. Now, this might actually be okay. It's a bit sticky to start with, but again, with most of these doughs, the more we knead them, the less sticky they will become. So I'm going to go ahead and just knead it until everything's nicely mixed together, and the dough should be, yeah, this isn't too sticky. Should be pliable, elastic, not too sticky. I don't think I'll need any more flour at all. And nice and elastic. And I'm making basically 1 portion here. So if you want to make 2, 3, 4 portions, it's just a matter of increasing the amount of ingredients. There we go. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. So I settled on this kind of a motion here. The idea is to knead it until it's just nice and elastic. And as I say, some recipes will add like some fresh cheese of some sort, like a quark or a... but you can see this dough is now nice, easy to work with, glutinous. And now I'm going to divide it into little pieces that will then call the hedgehogs themselves. So now to form the hedgehogs, I'm just going to take a little piece of the dough. I'm going to roll it between my fingers to create something that's, you know, maybe about the size of half a finger. And then I'm going to texture this with a grater, and I'm going to do something kind of funny, which is I'm going to roll it around the back side of the grater. See? And now we have hedgehogs. So I'm going to do this for all the other pieces, and then I'll be back. And so here are the little hedgehogs. This is probably close to one portion. We can make many more portions by just simply multiplying the ingredients by many times. I've started some water here on high to bring it to a boil. Once it is at a boil, we'll add these and we will cook them until they've been floating for about 5 minutes, and then toss them with the sauce. Now in this case, the sauce is going to be super simple. I'm just going to do, I'm going to fry a little bit of bacon, and I'm going to stir a little bit of sour cream into that, and I'm going to toss the hedgehogs in that once they're fully cooked. So I've chopped one slice of bacon, putting it over here. Water's on. It looks like it'll boil fairly soon. As the water boils, I'm going to turn it down to medium, and I will add the hedgehogs at that point. So the bacon is now starting to fry a little bit. This water is boiling. I have just turned it down to 5. And now I'm going to drop these little hedgehogs into the water, and then I'll drop these hedgehogs into the water, and then I will stir them around a little bit so that they don't stick to the bottom. Yeah, these are fine. And then they will, as they cook, they will start to float to the top. We'll cook them until they've been floating at the top for about 5 minutes. And then we will serve them. Also, as the bacon's largely now kind of done cooking and it's starting to smoke, I'm going to turn the heat off here, but I'm still going to leave the bacon in to just kind of continue cooking a little bit. We'll add sour cream at the same time we add the hedgehogs. So now you can see that these are just starting to float. So probably in another minute or so they'll all be floating, and then we'll wait 5 minutes and then they'll be done. So now these have been boiling in here and floating for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to scoop out the dumplings, and you can see that some of them are still nicely textured. And I'm going to put them in my serving bowl. Then I'm going to toss with sour cream and bacon. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and do that this time in the bowl itself. I was thinking about doing that in the frying pan, but I think this will be a little bit better in terms of managing mess. So here's what they look like. You can see some of them still have a nice texture on them, some maybe not so much. But at any rate, there we are. So just going to scrape all the bacon out. On here, like that. Then a scoop of sour cream, like this, and then I'm going to stir them around so that that forms sort of like a little bit of like a sour cream bacon sauce. And then I will transfer this to the final presentation dish, and I can, if I were making several different dishes here, I could toss each of them independently this way. So there we have it. I'll transfer it to the presentation dish, and then we'll be done. So I haven't really thought too much about plating, but if I were looking for a nice garnish, I'd probably take like maybe a little bit of bacon and put that on top. As it is, I don't really need to get any of the the rest of the excess sour cream. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this like this. I could maybe add a piece of parsley. In fact, let me do that. And then we'll be ready. So what I have for garnish are just these small pieces of parsley here. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them on top. Make it look just kind of generally a little bit nicer. And here we have little hedgehog dumplings. And now for the taste test. Take one of these, admire the texture a little bit. These remind me very much of gnocchi. Similar texture, kind of similar concept really. Tossed in the sour cream like this, they're quite delicious, especially with the bacon. I like them, hope you like them. Bon appetit.